Okay, hi. We're the team who are working on a collection of short fiction called Breach. I'm Annie Holmes, I'm one of the writers.
I'm Olumide Popoola. Or the other writer, sorry.
And I'm Meike Ziervogel, the publisher, and I have commissioned this book. And what is really exciting is, so we had 3 meetings on this book already. It's, and we all come in with a slightly different angle. And perhaps Olu should start explaining her angle.
So I've been to Calais and to the camp once, and I'm still processing the different thoughts. But I think what I'm really interested is how our culture will change around this crisis. That this is not going away, whether you're in for the refugees or not. This is something you will have to engage with. This is something that will change our lives in some way, and I'm interested in that. But mostly, I want to uncover refugees' lives and find a story there and show it to the world in a way.
So my idea is not so different from Olu's. I'm curious, I'm hugely curious about the people who are there, why they're there. I haven't been yet, so I'm going to be going in a few days' time for the first visit and interviews. And I think as something of an outsider myself, we're none of us born in Britain, we're all migrants in different ways, we've made choices. Olu and I have both got an African background and a slightly different sense of what it means to be, maybe, to be foreign here. And I think what's interesting to me is the sense that the word breach, that actually the moat around that protects Britain is breached by running figures, by active refugees, confounding our idea of how passive and this is confounding the stereotypes of being passive and waiting for rescue, but actually storming the barricades, if you like. And I want to know those stories and share them. So it's a great challenge and opportunity for me.
So, and the reason why I have commissioned Olu and Annie, in particular, those 2 writers, rather than other writers, is because, yes, they are both foreigners here, but both come from an African country. Annie from Zimbabwe, or Olu Nigerian. Nigerian German. Your father is Nigerian.
Yeah.
And I thought, because as a writer, as a fiction writer, you bring your own history to the text. And so we 3, and in particular Olu and Annie, are sitting basically, so on one level they are middle class European people living in security, in safety, but they also have a history of the other side. And this dialogue is what fascinates me. It's the same with, so we know nowadays there are lots of stories of deserving refugees out there. There are also lots of stories of let's say, UKIP voters and more conservative voters who don't want to open their boundaries, their borders. But the dialogue is not happening. The liberal side is not really looking at the fears of the other side. They're just saying, well, I don't understand these fears. These are irrational fears. But I think we need to create a dialogue. We need to understand each other, and then change will happen. So,
watch the space for more updates
Yeah.
and discussions.